we have a familiar face, a new series, but a familiar face. She adds a lot of, let's say, personality and knowledge for every sport. I don't think there's a sport she doesn't like, doesn't have knowledge of, and she represents all the female fans. It's just a bunch of dudes talking all the time, and we needed to lower the testosterone level in the man cave, and so Tes Sawyer's back. No longer is it coming up. It's happening. It's happening. We have a brand new name. And in case you were not aware of what my name is, I'm Sean Clinch, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave. We're calling this She Calls It. And we're going to let her tell you how we came up with that name. I had nothing to do with it. I was just on the other end of the phone. Welcome back to the Man Cave. You were missed by Stevie, even Mike Adams, everybody. It's just where did Tes go?
I was always here. Thank you for welcoming me back to the room of sausage. I'm so happy to bring as a female perspective or just another perspective to my love of sports. So thank you so much for having me back. And want to thank my dear friend Mercer Black and her company Spirit Dress for being our main sponsor. As you can see, Mercer's clothing is very popular. You've probably seen it at game days this year. And it's not just for the University of Texas. It is for all schools, high school and college. She also has other apparel. So highly recommend checking it out. She has a great website, all kinds of options, new collections coming out all the time. So I have some of her OG gear on right now. So we are so happy. And we have a promo code, Man Cave, should you want to go on there or find something you like. And guys, you can go shopping for your ladies too. So, you need a gift, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, birthday, great place to go. And so highly recommend that. We came up with the name She Calls It. I don't know. I was thinking of something catchy that still had a female connotation to it, and just kind of popped up. So I have known to be coin a tagline or two, kind of do that a little bit on my main job. So anyway, I was happy to contribute, and I hope everybody enjoys this new series.
Yeah, we're going to have fun with it. And we're going to do it twice a month, so semi-monthly. And we'll be promoting Mercer's company, Spirit Dress. You can go visit spiritdress.com. We'll be promoting it on our socials, if you will. And if anything changes as far as that promo code, we'll figure out a way to communicate that to you. And also, be sure to follow us on each of our social media platforms. They're all listed right there, and you can subscribe for free to the Stories Inside the Man Cave YouTube page. Now, Tes, being the big sports fan that she is, I mentioned it. Her knowledge goes way beyond majority of the population. But one thing we pick out, so basically our format here, 3 topics, 1 viewer fan poll interaction here. And these are topics which have been circulating for a while, especially here in the last 2 weeks. And it's college football. Transfer portal opens January 2nd. I did not want to go back and figure out the number of individuals across the country who are in the transfer portal. I'm all for NIL and the portal, but now we're down to 1 transfer portal window that opens January 2nd. You've probably seen the announcements. They've been since the middle of the season for some programs, and for specifically the Longhorns. At last check, I think there were, Trey Wisner, the running backs, the most recent one, kind of a shocker. But for those logical Texas fans, they knew that was a possibility. New running backs coach. And Trey has honestly earned the right to say, listen, I'm a first-team type guy. I deserve potential first-team money, premier back. But when you look at this transfer portal, when you think about it now as the window that opens January 2nd, and what it's doing to programs right now, because they have to enter or proclaim or say, hey, look, these are my announcements. These are my plans. What's your thoughts on it from your perspective?
I mean, yeah, I think the timing and the deadline of the transfer portal right around like the before bowl season and signing day and things like that. I think it's disrupting it because you have a lot of players who are going to enter, and obviously they're not going to play in the bowl game. Why would they? They don't want to get injured and lose potential to use their last year's of eligibility at a school and then get higher rank up in the draft. So I mean, I think there's obviously something to be looked at, and it might be also when we go from a 12 to a 16 team CFP playoff, which I know that hasn't happened yet, but I think we're all hoping for it. I'm hoping for it. How does that change the bowl outlook? But then how does that change this transfer portal? And then do you also have to look at, is there some sort of agreement that has to be with these players when they sign their contract? Like, hey, you got to play in the bowl game, or even some of them are opting out of the playoff game. And so you got to look at that. Like, does that need to be in something in the agreement, or do they need to have some sort of monetary, dangle a carrot, what have you? And so they will be, they're willing to take the risk to play in the bowl game or the playoff game because they could get injured. And, I understand the NFL guys opting out. Mm-hmm. That one makes sense to me, but it does hurt when you lose these guys going to the portal or, before your bowl or your playoff game.
No, I can't. I mean, no, that's a great perspective. I think a lot of fans are just like they are with, the donor fatigue, the raising money. They're starting to get a little fatigued with players leaving and the constant turnover of the roster. That's where we are right now. That's not going to change. However, you kind of mentioned it. I just don't think there is a perfect solution. I mean, maybe limiting guys to one. You can go transfer, jump in the portal once, but there's like Diego Pavia's. He's trying to legally go through the court system to get another year.
Wow, another one.
yeah, it's insane. But keeping an SEC, I mean, you ask Kirby Smart. Let's just say they've kind of been the flavor and the gold star of college football here recently. They're so consistent.
And they're homegrown.
Yes. And, I mean, they get portal guys, and Texas is one program that has gained former Bulldogs.
That's right.
But when you ask him about all this, his one big question is, and I can't disagree with him on this, it's, I feel it's almost like players are worried or more concerned what it looks like. I don't say it is. It's more worried about getting that announcement on social media. This is Kirby talking about that.
Did you come here to develop? Did you truly come here to develop? Because if you did, all your buddies are out there right now. Everybody's, announcing what they're doing. I'm announcing that I'm going in the portal. I'm announcing that I'm re-signing. How about you announce that you're getting better and you're going to practice and actually do what the 20 and 30 years of college football players did before you, which was practice in December when they're on good teams and get better. Because if you're going to play somewhere else, you know what you need to do? You need to get better. If you're going to play here, you know what you need to do? You need to get better.
I mean, can't disagree.
I mean, I totally agree with it. But also, I do agree with it. And I think that's what's happening too, is that, like you said, there's so much churn, there's so much turnover. And I think as a program and as like a quote unquote CEO of a program, what you want is your top half not to turn over, but your bottom half is always going to turn over. I mean, that is just now the nature. It's just going to. The guys that didn't get any play time, or maybe a guy that only got like 2 reps, like, of course they're going to leave. They want to play and they want to, so I mean, but it's like, I think the key right now is retention, and, you got to retain those starters. So I would say, I think the starters that we probably lost were I think we knew DeAndre Moore was leaving. I think we've all thought he was going to the draft. I think probably Leongo Lefau and Wisner, I don't think we expected them to leave, but I also think we weren't prepared to make them. I don't think we were prepared to make Wisner RB1. He's a third down quarterback. I mean, like, I think we were going to go into the portal, and this was before he decided to leave. And I love Trey Wisner. I really do. I think he's a hero. He ran, all over A&M and OU, and he'll never pay for a drink in Austin, Texas. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you look at him compared to like Rojo or Bijan or Brooks, it's not the same running back. And I think we're going to go get one. And I think he knew that. So, I mean, I think he made a move for his well-being, one, for money, and two, because because he wants his best shot. He wants to be, so he can get up in the draft. So, I mean, I can't fault him for that. I mean, God bless him. I love Trey Wisner. So, anyway.
The business decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely a business decision. It's hard because you see a guy like that who is part of the big culture at Texas. He's endeared himself to the fans. And as you mentioned, showed up big time, back-to-back years against both OU and Texas A&M. I mean, you could say he's one of the main reasons why Texas beat both of those teams. I mean,
100%.
But then you could also say, well, why didn't Texas go after the portal last year for offensive linemen?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll stay on track because I will say, here's what I think is happening. I think Wisner is a good example saying, I want X amount money. And Texas probably said, Sark and whoever, they're the CEO of I almost said the franchise, but the program, said, this is what we'll offer you. Okay, you want to leave or you want to stay? This is what we can pay you. But we're going to go to the portal. And for the amount that he might be requesting, this is just scenario, hypothetically, they could get a premier back and another running back for depth for probably what Trey may be asking for. I'm just assuming that's right. One of the scenarios.
Right.
Because the players now, they receive these valuations of their worth. So he's going to, I think, end up somewhere who is willing to pay his valuation.
Probably.
To your point.
Probably so. And play more and start more. So, I mean, that would be the best scenario for Trey Wisner.
Yeah. But if you look at the list, I think this is going to be the norm, as it has been the last few years. People, it's just shocking when you see, because Texas is going to be without, I think, 21 players in the Citrus Bowl, including the guys who are opting out and entering the NFL draft. It's a new norm. But a lot of the guys on this list, you hate to see them go, but you understand why. Like, Trey Owens, he's buried on that great quarterback coming out of high school. He has the tools, has the ability. He's going to find a place where he can start.
Yes, he is.
And
absolutely.
But it could be an entire podcast episode on the portal. Like, the FCS level, they get pillaged every year. There were 13 guys who FBS programs approached at Stephen F. Austin alone last year.
Yeah. These smaller schools, they just get destroyed. Everybody just comes in there and just cherry picks.
Scoops them up because there's great players who may be overlooked in high school, and that's just how the system works.
That's right.
But I don't know. I don't know the answer of how to improve it. But one area, what did we count? There are
35 bowl games.
Okay.
And 11 playoff games.
So
right now.
Total of 46 postseason
46
games.
Bowl games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And not all the teams were technically bowl eligible, meaning 500 or 6 wins at the season. So what's your thought? I love the bowl games, but I feel like they're now being a little overshadowed, possibly across the country, because the CFP is where the focus is.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're being very overshadowed. And, I read this today. I did not know this. They have been around for 123 years.
I
So
love
pretty cool. I had no idea about that. But yeah, they're being overshadowed. And like you said, I don't know how many teams opted out. I think it was at least 10 or
Yeah. Yeah.
around this year, probably, unprecedented amount of people that have opted out. And then you got the bowls that are being played and half of the players aren't playing. So then you've got what's going on is the viewership and the seats aren't getting filled because nobody wants to go because the team that was supposed to play, like Notre Dame versus, no name team. And then now you've got the teams that are playing, they don't have the star players that everybody wants to watch. So, but I mean, it is about the sponsorship and the money, and they're not going to stop. But I'm wondering, is it, to make it more prestigious, where it used to be, if you got into a bowl, that was the coolest,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
now we still have our big playoff games, or the big bowls, like the rose and the orange and the cotton and all that stuff. And then you got your little ones like citrus, where Texas will play Michigan, things like that. But I'm just wondering, is it, if they move to a 16 team playoff, is that just all the bowl games? But I mean, I don't think you're going to get rid of these other side bowl games because money, and other teams want to play. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. I think I don't think we need as many bowl games. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people agree, but what you and I say is not going to have any bearing on these corporate sponsors. But what I will say though, and I talked to other night, I talked to Clint Small, whose son Ed plays at TCU, and they're playing in the Alamo Bowl on the 30th, and that's always a well-viewed, well-attended game. Brought up a good point that I didn't think about. He said, the teams that go to the CFP, obviously first round's on campus. But when you get to the second round, you're technically playing those big bowl games because they shift each year, the circulation or the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get the true bowl game experience. Most bowl games, even the ones that are now in the CFP rotations, sugar, the orange, the cotton, and rose, you get there 5 to 7 days before, and you're prepping. You go to all these events. You get all
the
this
media.
Yeah, and get all this swag, and you
Mm-hmm.
do these little mini competitions at these dinners and go to Disney World, whatnot. You don't get that anymore because they're in there a day or two before,
Mm-hmm.
and the CFP takes control of it.
Right.
Or sometimes the night before or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
If you win that, you got to get back home and prepare for the semifinals.
Yeah. And you get like a koozie.
And you just – so you're not getting the same experience because I tell you what, the Alamo Bowl, as a media member who covered it, about 4 or 5 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then that one time as a fan, they're one of the best run, and it's a great experience for the players. I just, I don't know. I feel like we're going to continue to evolve and get better with this. I mean, the CFP's they improved from last year.
That's right.
People forget. They forget. They just like to bitch and moan about everything. And I get it. I get it. I just don't see, I don't know. I just feel like the CFP participants, it's like, all right, done. You lost. You're over with. Like A&M in Oklahoma, done. But Texas still has one more game.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It really is the end of the road if you lose in that first round. I mean, you're automatically just kind of wiped off the face of the earth. Like nobody even remembers what those teams are now. Everybody's like, who?
All the memes were created now.
That's right.
Now it's over.
It's over.
Well, you get like Texas, for example, and a lot of other teams, that are depleted by the portal or whatnot. It's a great opportunity for people to see the up and coming youngsters to play.
Yes, exactly. And I think like you said, we're about going to have you said 21 players not playing. So if you want to see some of our young bucks, out there that didn't get a lot of snaps and things like that. I mean, it's going to be kind of fun to see them out on the field. I mean, maybe do some shining and things like that. So I'm excited before we fill it up with portal people, which we're
Yeah,
going to
that's
have
right.
to do.
Well, that's
So,
that's a good point. You know, Sark and that staff, they're going to go hard at the portal.
yeah, I mean,
Soon as
we're
this
going to
game.
have to get quite a few starters, which
Yeah.
we usually don't do. So it's gonna look like a real different team. That Michigan game is going to be very different than the let's see, who are we playing first? Why can't I think?
Texas State.
Texas State game. Yeah, it's going to look very different. So,
Seven home games for Texas next year.
I know, so fun.
And instead of there's no month without a home game this time. So
I know, because it was a downright drought in October.
oh, that was terrible. It was weird, very
Totally.
weird. Hey, just real quick, remind everybody, go to spiritdress.com, buy your lady friend or that special woman in your life or just your friend, girls, gifts for your friends. Go to spiritdress.com, check it out. Check out our friend Mercer's company. She's doing well. It's been around since 2016, and she is a proud Texas alum, but she's not afraid to say, hook 'em. What'd she say? She was pulling for Texas Tech.
She said, "Hook 'em, Red Raiders."
That's what she said. Yeah.
She did not burst into a flame, but
She didn't. She didn't. And
she was trying to root for all of our Texas teams, and you can't fault her for that.
And she has quite a few Red Raider fans who are they're customers of hers.
Absolutely.
Are you giving the Red Raiders a chance against Oregon in that quarterfinal game?
I am giving them a chance.
I think they win.
Yeah, I am actually thinking that might be one of the better. I'm hoping it's one of the better games to watch.
Yeah.
So I think Texas Tech has just as good a chance of anyone to beat Oregon. So yeah, we'll definitely be rooting for them, and but I'm looking forward to watching it.
I am too. And then you got Georgia, Ole Miss, SEC. Matchup there. It's going to be a fun day. And then Bama, Indiana, excuse me, on New Year's Day. And that's where there's the Elite Eight.
It is a bowl bonanza on New
it.
Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Yeah, too much fun.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, very quick break, because got to pay homage to a place. Speaking of New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, if whatever you may be thirsty for, you need some type of combination of beverages for your New Year's Eve party, or just that New Year's Day of watching college football all day, I've got a solution for you, and it's in Northwest Austin. Northwest Hills Liquor. Tell Dave Ramirez you are a fan of the Man Cave, and now she calls it with Tes Sawyer. Great. He may be smaller, but they deliver. They do deliver. But his knowledge of everything you can imagine under the sun, wine, beer, all spirits, bourbons, things of that nature, he will educate you, and he's really, really in tune. He's a great owner, and he says, you're not a customer, you're a guest at Northwest Hills Liquor. All right, so let's wrap it up with something fun. You and I have the same sense of humor, and Christmas time is great and all, gifts. I love giving, especially white elephant gifts. Did you have any white elephant parties this year?
I did. I'm not allowed to disclose the gifts on air. They are not appropriate. But I did have one that I found online. I did not give, and I thought you would appreciate this. It is it's a book for gun safety for your cats.
I want to see it.
So just in case, because cats could, a lot of us might have guns or something in our home as a source of protection. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I do not, but you definitely don't want your Mr. Whiskers getting in there and getting in trouble. So that may end up in your stocking one year, Sean.
I would appreciate it. We don't want little Vincent Royal to.
No, we do not.
Set off a handgun.
No, we don't. We don't. That would be tragic.
Well, the lady friend and I, the lovely lady friend, and I went to one middle of this month, not 2 weeks ago, and I bought an eggplant from the good old HEB, wrapped it up in tissue paper. Then I wrapped up a small bottle of Astroglide. And then a candle. It says, light me if you want to BJ.
Oh my goodness.
And the perfect person to get it was at that party because that individual humors everything. Everything. Hey, we want to know, what was your favorite white elephant gift this Christmas? Hit us up at Stories Man Cave on X/Twitter, whatever you're calling it. Have you heard of any interesting ones from other people that you can actually talk about?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, I told you mine are all X-rated. I can't say
mine's teetering on the edge, but that's as far as I can go.
I'll have to come up with my G-rated ones. I will say one year I did just take an actual potato and wrapped it in foil and just gave it to my uncle. So
that's beautiful.
It's pretty easy.
It's those are real nice. That one potato can become a meal.
That's right. I've also known to gift somebody just a stamp. One stamp.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah. Wrap it in a really big box. They think it's something exciting.
That is lovely.
One stamp.
That is lovely. That's well done. Well done.
Real nice.
Real nice there, Tes Sawyer and Clark. Hey, thanks to Mercer and Spirit Dress. This is the first edition of She Calls It with Tes Sawyer. Great job there, Sawyer.
No worries, Clench.
For the Tes Sawyer and Mercer and Spirit Dress, jump on spiritdress.com. Just remember, she calls
it.
Let's go.